Hello and welcome back. We're to Direct Strike, where today we're going to be playing some weekly Brawl. This is something I haven't shown off in quite some time, but well, today is something a little bit different. Today is something special. Today we have a rather unique and, dare I say, meme-worthy Brawl that is... It changes a lot of things, and, well, let's just start explaining why. We have the Triple Threat Brawl. We have Aura. We're able to choose a powerful bonus. 3 times. There's no variety here. There's nothing particularly extraordinary in terms of complexity. It's just straight up we get 3 very powerful bonuses to choose from, and some of these are absolutely broken. Like, if you thought Tychus was strong during normal weekly brawls, well, congratulations. Now everyone's broken. It's not actually true. There's some particular strategies that are way more broken than others. So I'm going to put down a Stalker, which is going to unlock my ability to activate the Aura, and I'm going to pick up +1 armor and cooldown speed. Sounds good to me. How about we pick up, oh, I don't know, how about +2 armor? That sounds great. And how about another armor and cooldown speed? So we're up to +50% cooldown speed, and then +2 armor on our Stalkers. So that's kind of a lot. That means our blinks, which have a cooldown of 7 seconds, which are going to be blinking a lot faster than 7 seconds. And if you guys remember Vorazun Stalkers, their blinks fully regenerate their shields every time they blink. So this is going to be every few seconds. They're not only blinking away and breaking target lock, but they are they're fully regenerating their shields. And remember, we just picked up a total of +4 armor onto their shields, so they have +4 armor naturally on their shields. It's gonna be disgusting. These things are going to live absolutely forever. And you know how Direct Strike Commanders is not the most terribly perfect balanced game to begin with. Now everything is absolutely broken in ways that are just... It's fun. It's fun because everything is broken and nobody knows what's going on other than everything is chaos, and we're just gonna have fun jumping into it. So I'm gonna pick this up. I don't think I'm gonna have my second upgrade before these guys start getting hit, which is really sad. But you know, we're gonna have a line of what amounts to being invulnerable Stalkers here in a moment. Yeah, look at that. They're still cloaked, and they become uncloaked about 1 second before they can blink again. So none of my Stalkers are dying. They're just kind of blinking away, which is really good. Yeah, that's we didn't lose any Stalkers in that. We just wiped out an entire wave with 0 losses, which is frankly kind of disgusting. Yep, and oh look, all those Siriuses, they jumped a bunch of turrets on us, and we just blinked away from them and regenerated ourselves back up to full health. Oh, look at this turret. It's gonna explode. It deals damage, we blink away, we heal it. We have still no losses. That's 2 waves that they've survived. No losses whatsoever. Let's go ahead and let's increase the amount of Stalkers we have here, because this is kind of disgusting. Oh, jeez. Imagine if we got the +8 regeneration per second. Yeah. Bonus shield generation, bonus HP regeneration, so not only do they live forever, but also they regenerate back up to full every time they take chip damage. Woo! Ooh, that's gonna be disgusting. Yeah, that is quite nice. Let's get +1 weapons, just because, well, we have Stalkers living their entire lifespan as we're pushing into their bunker immediately. These things are quite the strong, is a good way to put it. Before we have to worry about that. There we go. And... oh! It's like 1 hit away from claiming their bunker. Oh, don't worry. We have plenty more Stalkers here on the field to do that. And away we go. Now, let's just get an extra gas. I'm not convinced that we're going to pay off that gas before the game ends. We may just be at a mineral deficit for the remainder of this game, but just in case the opponents manage to pull something out, pull a card out of their sleeve, so to speak, we are going to actually tech up a little bit. They've got +4 action. My direct opponent does actually have +4 armor passively, so that is quite nice. Now, unfortunately, +4 armor doesn't save you from a ton of invulnerable Stalkers, but they're surviving. They're surviving on top of the planetary fortress for a long time. We're fighting in fortress range, and we're still dealing massive damage. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, that's disgusting. Are we gonna wipe out the Tychus wave with our stalkers while we're fighting under planetary radius? That's just gross. Barely one survives the stalkers. We still have stalkers on the field. Oh gosh, this is ridiculous. This brawl is just something else. It's something that we've not seen before. I don't know how to handle it. I don't think anyone knows how to handle it. I'm gonna go up to +2 weapons because, yes please. We have one stalker left. Oh, he's trying real hard. The rest of his friends jumped into the planetary fortress and didn't quite make it. It took them a while to go down, but wow. This stalker will live. Will live to expire. Alright, so let's see how Tychus handles this. The turrets really don't seem to do much against Sirius because, well, the turrets, they do this kind of burst damage, and they have a limited amount of burst damage. So their primary element is that you throw them at an enemy and then the turrets self-destruct. It doesn't work very well when the self-destruct doesn't actually kill off any stalkers. The stalkers just blink away from it. It's like, oh, let me just face tank this explosion and then blink away and regenerate all the HP we lost to the explosion. It's like, okay, well, there goes Sirius's main card. But that is something I have seen quite a lot of and used very effectively. Just Sirius mass Sirius with cooldown to throw out as many turrets as possible. We have to do that one next round, because that one's a lot of fun. It just doesn't work versus the stalkers. There's very few things that do. I've seen one thing, but the reality is we really don't know what works and doesn't work just yet because we've not seen this before, and it throws off the balance of everything into such a seemingly entirely unbalanced state that there's no hope of figuring out what works and doesn't, in so much as everything is broken. Winner takes all. It's crazy. Oh jeez, this planetary fortress is the only thing keeping them alive. And that's gonna be that. You wanna get one more stalker to flesh that out. I still have my black hole sitting here, just waiting to be used. And that could help. We don't really have a whole lot of splash damage available. Let me do this, just so I can get it used. It's gonna stun this tank, which is why I put it here. And that tank being stunned is going to help us greatly push in here. And if I can go tier 3, that would be nice. Get +3 weapons and shields, and then start working on some more. Oh, does he not even have the turret explosion on all of his Sirius yet? Oh, that's unfortunate to be him. All of my stalkers got hit with a giant grenade, and they just blinked away, regenerated all their shields, and came right back in. Yeah, this is That's how stalkers just kind of walk over the game there. Oh, it has 1 HP. Are we gonna get Alarak comes in? Literally, if this was not Alarak, with the knockback, I could just blink these stalkers right back in here and have them shoot it. It's literally 1 HP, guys. That's how close this game is. If only I managed to get to tier 3 a little bit faster, pick up that level 3 weapons. Ooh. If only. Stalkers are fun. You guys know I like Warzone. Warzone is good, Warzone is fun, but this, with +50% cooldown, like we don't even imagine if we had 75% cooldown. These things would not even decloak before being able to blink again. They would just be permanently cloaked and permanently regenerating all of their HP, or all of their shields at hilariously fast speeds. Yep. You know, the cannonball stun seems to be doing okay versus them, because the stun prevents them from blinking. They're coming at this Aegis Guard is finishing them off while they're stunned. That's very good for him. It would be a shame if I came up with extra units that could help out against that. Because you see, you know what also works really well for cooldown? Dark Templar. If I were to pick up a Shadow Guard here, this Shadow Fury ability, which deals massive chain damage, usually at 10 seconds. Not going to be 10 seconds anymore. That's going to come in, it's going to swoosh, and make things go very, very far away forever. Now that I have the Dark Pylon ability, I could put it on the Stalkers, which would be okay. Just to have permanent invisibility and then some extra damage output from each Stalker, because remember when Warzone Stalkers, or Warzone units in general, are invisible, they gain 15%, what is it, 15% damage and energy regeneration, which is pretty good. But we're not gonna, we're gonna save it for a unit that we can't normally cloak. What's going on here? Why are there, we were pushing so hard! I think it's the, these siege tanks that are slaughtering my teammates here. Seems to be the case. These poor Raynor tanks getting pushed back. Oh dear. What is going on? Not supposed to even threaten the Stalker's build at all. There's only 2 builds I've seen that have any, like, no one's able to counter them. You have the Swarm Hosts. We're talking Aberthur Swarm Host with cooldown reduction, which means you have infinite Swarm Host. And then you have the Stalker with cooldown reduction, so you have infinite Stalker. Outside of that, everything else just kind of suffers. Like, there are good builds, but some things are just very clearly broken beyond recovery. Okay, you know what would work pretty well here? Having air to ground to just fly on over here and tickle things down. He does have the plus armor, right? Yeah. Plus armor is going to be a problem for Void Rays if I go with that route. However, Mind Control would work pretty well, except versus the Tychus. Tychus has plus 2 armor as well. Let's get a set of Void Rays anyways, so we can start doing siege type damage and stacking with the team. More so than the Infinite Stalker already does, because why not? But things like these destroyers won't be messing with this anymore once we have the Void Rays out in force. He has so many detectors on the field. He's like, no, you will not be stealthed around us. Which is, that's fair, I don't blame him. I can Black Hole to stun these and keep these guys alive, but I don't think it's worth it at this time. Raynor's having some trouble. There we go. But anyway, with that much armor on the field, I am absolutely going to need weapons earlier than usual, because otherwise my units deal no damage. Tychus still always strong. What does he have? He's got to have cooldown reduction, because he's only got plus 2 armor in there. Which probably explains why he's stacking so much. Remember when I was talking about the Sirius with the cooldown reduction? It's really very good. Like, very good. Let's see if we can't stun some of these Havocs. Poor Alarak. Alarak is just... Alarak suffers versus Warzone when you have a proper alignment. Oh my. Alright, so what is happening here? He's got plus half range and plus 2 armor. Also some weapon speed. That's not ideal. Looks like he didn't have particularly strong picks for his auras. Or just picked poorly, one of the two. Should be able to handle Tychus pretty well with the Mass Stalker. Tychus doesn't handle Mass Stalker particularly well. So as long as he's leaking into us, we should be okay. I am going to scan here because that will enable our Dark Templar to stun these Havocs. And once the Havocs are stunned and or removed, then we can purge them. Once they are gone, then they have no more detection. And not having detection versus Warzone is not a good spot to be. Have a Black Hole available in case to save. Need it. Raynor does not have nearly enough anti-air to handle that, which is unfortunate. And... let me get detection of my own here. Put him here. Okay. Should handle that. Oh, the self-destruct stab. chunking away at our allies' armies here. That's brutal. Alright. So, if I can clean up this Alarak right quick, we should be able to do a huge amount of damage here. I'm gonna black hole. Let the corrosive bile combo clean that up. There we go. So we do have a stack here. This should work pretty well versus the hostile force. Yes. The stalkers are once again living. The Void Rays are doing their Void Ray thing. We still have Dark Templar on the field, which is a good indicator. And now we just kind of stack. Nice. I shouldn't be building too many more Void Rays. The Sirius has reacted to me already by upgrading the Thunderbolt missiles, which will remove my Void Rays very quickly. I do want to add one more of you here and disable both of your weapon attacks. That way they act as observers and just attempt to fly toward the enemy and stare at them rather than just fly directly on top of and beyond them where they get shot. We should be able to stack here pretty hard. This looks much better. This looks much, much better. Don't have to worry about Alarak anymore, it would seem, as our teammates are now holding their waves. Void Rays. I questioned whether or not I should get more Void Rays. The Void Rays not going to do well versus Tychus, but versus everything else, they're pretty strong. That's a tough one. If the Void Rays get absolutely torn apart by Sirius. You know what? Let's get more Void Rays, just so that when the Void Rays end up being lined up against someone else, as they tend to do given their role as a pseudo-siege unit. Like here, for example, we have several of them. They work really well versus the Vanguards. You see them hitting up the Vanguards here. That's what the Void Rays are for. It's what they do. They shoot things that other people have issues with. Oh! Pride of Augustgrad, hitting that rank 3, getting that triple splash damage Yamato, cranking in 20 kills with one ability cast. But it is absolutely not enough. We still have Stalkers, we still have Ravagers, and their base is taking damage. They have one hit point left, and I should not blink into it, because Tychus will tear me asunder. Ooh, yeah, that's real rough. Let's go ahead and activate this. Get that damage output going. We don't need stealth protection here. Yikes. Our Stalkers are attempting, they're blinking away, but they're getting chased down and not able to push into the Tychus. Ooh. We finally found the Tychus that can deal with it. It involves having lots of Rob to stun everything. Oh, that's good. Tychus, obviously a strong commander in this Brawl. It's just, the one thing I like about this Brawl is that it's not immediately a Tychus Brawl. Usually most Brawls with any kind of stat changes, which is every Brawl, it's kind of the point of the Brawl. Tychus just becomes immediately more powerful because that's by his unit design. He multiplies everything given to him, so if you give him more bonuses, he just becomes absolutely disgusting as the bonuses get multiplied. But here, there are some absolutely broken strategies, like the Blinker Stalker blinking, and the Swarm Host's just massive multiplication, that you end up with a power spike off of those unusual commanders that can match the usual Tychus shenanigans. So I think what I just need to do here is just have more Stalkers. Like, if he wants to stun my Stalkers, that's fine. He can stun them. I'm going to have more of them. That will work out nicely. Let me go ahead and pick up this incinerator as well. Like, you can't stun them all if I have too many. They are starting to stack here a little bit, but we may clean up most of this, at least enough of it that the stack won't matter too much. It's this guy coming in that's a problem. Yeah, so it looks like that we should... That's a successful unstack. All we have to do is push into them more. With our Void Rays coming in, the Pride will not escape to cast another one of its abilities. I'm going to do this because we do not want Those abilities from Tychus going up more than necessary. Yeah, we could take out several of them. Really just doing that to stun them, not really too concerned about all that splash damage. Most of the time you want to use the black hole to make an enemy's wave more vulnerable to splash damage. I just didn't want my wave to die, that way I can survive long enough to be in the Alarak's wave, and let my Void Rays absolutely destroy all the Void Rays of the opponents, which is happening here, and they will turn their lasers onto the enemy planetary fortress, which only has 1 HP, and then we win. GG. Alright guys, if you want to see more content just like this, more weekly brawls and more StarCraft, make sure to hit that like button and bring that video engagement up. But for now, I will see you guys later.